Over the weekend, Donald Trump decided to hold a little press conference at his Bedminster club in New Jersey. And one of the reporters there took the opportunity to ask Donald Trump about the, let's call it what it is, the racist birtherism that Republicans are now engaging in with regards to Joe Biden's vice presidential pick, Kamala Harris. We have seen it evolve over the last week or so, the fact that you have Republicans out there trying to argue, much like they did with Barack Obama, that Kamala is not, in fact, a natural-born citizen. There was something wonky, they're claiming, with her parents' immigration status when she was born, and so therefore she obviously cannot serve as vice president because she does not meet the criteria to serve as president. Trump was asked about this because, well, let's face it, he likes to push these kinds of things. And he got testy with a reporter who kept pressing him on this because Republicans are the ones pushing it. Here is the exchange that took place on Saturday.
On the campaign, will you say now that Kamala Harris is eligible to run and be vice president or president based on being born in Oakland, California?
So I have nothing to do with that. I read something about it, and I will say that he is a brilliant lawyer, that I guess he wrote an article about it. So I know nothing about it, but it's not something that bothers me.
But, sir, when you do that, it creates...
Why do you say that? I just don't know about it, but it's not something that we will be pursuing. Let me put it differently.
President, you know.
Let me put it differently. Don't tell me what I know. Let me put it differently. To me, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know about it. I read one quick article. The lawyer happens to be a brilliant lawyer, as you probably know. He wrote an article saying there could be a problem. It's not something that I'm going to be pursuing.
Is she eligible, sir?
I just told you. I have not gone into it in great detail. If she's got a problem, you would have thought that she would have been vetted. You would have thought that she would have been vetted by Sleepy Joe. Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously the part that really stands out about that is when Trump snaps and is like, don't tell me what I know. Don't tell me what I know. Here's what we know, though, man. Both you and, by the way, your wife, First Lady Melania Trump, both actively engaged in the birtherism during the Barack Obama administration, even long after he had, in fact, released his birth certificate, which some Republicans claim never, ever happened. It did. It's available. He proved it repeatedly. But here's the thing. This is why they're pushing these same attacks. You know, what do Kamala Harris and Barack Obama have in common? Anybody want to venture a guess on that? Let me just put it, you know, the most basic way I can say. They don't look like me, do they? No? Different skin tone, right? And therefore, in the eyes of these Republicans, that somehow makes them illegitimate Americans. That's why these attacks are out there. That's why Donald Trump likes to push them, because Donald Trump is a racist. He is. We have seen it throughout his entire campaign. We have seen it throughout his administration. According to those closest to him, they've seen it throughout most of his entire life. It may not be overt, and it may not even be the kind of racism to where he can't stand to be around people of color. After all, he appointed Ben Carson to his administration, right? That doesn't mean he's not still racist. And yeah, he's out there pushing this, just like he pushed the Obama birtherism issue. This is what happens, by the way, when you can't attack somebody on the substance. You attack their appearance, you create these fake scandals, whatever you can do to drive somebody down into the ground without actually having to have a real argument. Sure, there's plenty of things. There's plenty of things he could go after Kamala for. Except he really couldn't, because the bad pockmarks on Kamala's record are all because she went a little too conservative. So it'd be a little weird to have a conservative attack her for that. But that's what we're seeing right now with all of this. Kamala was born in the United States. Kamala is, in fact, qualified. She meets the criteria to serve as president of the United States, and anyone else who says otherwise is pushing a racist birther narrative. One of today's video sponsors is Surfshark VPN, and right now they have a special offer for our Ring of Fire viewers. Just go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire, and you can get 85% off a 2-year subscription in addition to 3 free months of VPN. You can also click on the link at the top of this video description and go right to the deal page, or you can use code Ring of Fire when you check out. If anyone right now is not using a VPN while surfing the web, I have one question for you. Why? It is the safest way to browse right now on an internet that itself is not very safe. We have to protect our personal data, and using a VPN is one of the easiest and one of the most effective ways to do that. Your data, your private data, your information, whether you're putting it into a website, whether it's your browsing history, that is your digital fingerprint. And you want to protect that digital fingerprint as best you can. And Surfshark is one of the greatest ways to do that. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not happy with it, you can cancel without any obligation to pay. You can whitelist certain websites. So, for example, if you want your bank account to not go through a VPN, you can do that too. You can use it across multiple different devices. So you have it on your desktop, your laptop, your cell phone, whatever it is. You can guarantee that you are browsing the web as safely and securely as possible. Do your part to protect your data, because if you don't, nobody else is going to do it for you. Go to surfshark.deals/Ring of Fire, get 85% off a 2-year membership, enter code Ring of Fire at checkout, or just click the link at the top of the video description below. And the best part of that deal, you get 3 months for free.